I'm Carolyn Cox, and this is my patient journey. My hair loss, looking back, I think started a number of years ago, but it's something that was so slow. I didn't really recognize what was going on until maybe about 5 years ago when my hairdresser started spraying my scalp because it gave the illusion of thicker hair. And so we went with that for several years, and that seemed to work. And I really wasn't too worried. And then it moved a couple of years ago to uh, very, very dry hair. It was just, we tried conditioners, we tried the best conditioners that my hairdresser could find, and the dryness just really did not subside. It was then a little bit after that, so that'd been going on for 2 years. Then I noticed one day, so this doesn't happen overnight, but the process is so slow that it seems that overnight. I looked in the mirror and I was astonished at how little hair I had. And I I thought I have got to do something about this. And that was in August of last year. I called Dr. Anderson's office, got an appointment in September to go in and have an examination of what was going on with me and what we could do for me in restoring some hair. And I knew to go to Dr. Anderson because I've been reading about him in various magazines, interviews with him. And I never thought that I would be the patient. I always thought about it being my husband because they're the ones that go bald, right? They have the male pattern baldness, not the girls. And so I was so delighted that he had an office here in Avalon, not very far from where I live. And so I came in and he took the pictures. And when I saw the pictures of my scalp, because of course I've never looked down upon my scalp, I couldn't believe how little hair I really had there. It was, and he did diagnose me with female pattern baldness, which I'd never heard of. And so we did that treatment. He said it's going to be about 6 months before you notice anything, and that was true. When I came back for my 6-month review, it was astonishing at the hair growth that had started coming back. And I have a couple of things that I do at home every day as well. The red light cap therapy, every morning I do that. It's easy, no problem. And then a couple of topical things that he prescribed. And so we've got numerous things going on that are all working together to produce a better look. And, it is interesting how your hair has so much to do with confidence. I was wearing wigs. I was starting to wear wigs because I was just losing so much confidence in my overall appearance. And so I just feel like I've gotten so much of that back again. And I cannot recommend Dr. Anderson enough. He is, he does not make promises that he cannot keep. He did not tell me you're going to have the hair that you had when you were 17. But we can help enough come back that you're going to feel good about yourself again. And so I do, and I'm very, very grateful. Well, people are noticing that, such as we were with some friends a couple of weeks ago that we hadn't seen in since last November, and they immediately my girlfriends noticed that. They said, "Gosh, your hair looks so good." And then I went through with them the treatment that I had had, and so they noticed. As far as I don't mind talking about it with people, but unless it's someone that I'm really close to, I don't say anything unless it's mentioned to me. But people have noticed, which what that tells me is that if they've noticed that my hair looks that much better, then they were noticing that it wasn't looking that good in the past. It was not bad at all. With the injections, he deadened my scalp, and that was so. I felt nothing at all when he was going through that procedure, and I didn't have any downtime. I did not have any pain. My head was semi-numb for a couple of days, which was fine. And but I that was easy. The home experience that I have doesn't take that much time. That's very doable. It's he has made everything very simple and easy to do with a very honest outcome. I think just really realizing what's really going on is the first thing. Yes, I do wish that I had realized it earlier, that I'd realized to this extent what was going on, because coming in earlier, I could have saved more hair. Um, it's so interesting. It was about 5 months, I think, into the treatment when it was almost an overnight thing. It was like one day it was like, oh my word, I cannot believe, look how, I was telling my husband, look at my hair. Look how, and he was astonished too. It all of a sudden, it wasn't, because Dr. Anderson explained, I'm not going to grow more hair, but the hair is going to be healthier. And so more hair was coming out of those follicles, and it was so healthy. A total transformation in the texture, the health of my hair. And so I wish I had known how serious this was, and he'd come in earlier, because then I could have saved more of those follicles. But I'm really, really, really impressed with with what he's done so far. I would say just realize that it is not going to get better. You've got to take some action, and that Dr. Anderson is for a full, if you want a full body treatment, where meaning you're going to have your hair really, really come back. It's not going to be just something that gets treated and it looks better for a while, but we're talking about, from now on, go to the best, go to the professional. And my experience here has just been outstanding. When Dr. Anderson asked, because I was accolading him so much in the office, would I be interested in sharing my personal experience? I said, absolutely, because I think one of our purposes in being here uh, in life is to help one another. And certainly, people have helped me with other things by recommending other things in life to me that have helped me. And so, if I can do the same in this realm, I am just happy to do it.